Welcome to a special episode of Against All Odds. Today, we celebrate Nigeria at 64, viewing our country, our beloved country, through the lens of disability. You know, the disability community is as old as Nigeria is because remember that it is the person before the disability, and this person actually existed before disability came out somehow. We cannot but be happy for Nigeria, like persons with disabilities who are very resilient, focused, determined, go-getters. That is the spirit that we all need to embrace as Nigerians. On Against All Odds, we will be exploring what the disability community was like before the Disability Act came upon. We will also find out how it has existed so far, and we will know what the future holds for persons with disabilities, how these persons can be inclusive in the society, and how barriers can be broken to accommodate them. Because persons with disabilities are like us, it can be anybody. We're bringing the special episode packaged all for you. Please don't go away. We will be back shortly. My name is Doshima Pius Ikerave.
This is Against All Odds.
Welcome to Breaking Barriers, a special program commemorating Nigerians' Independence Day through the lens of disability. Since gaining independence in 1960, Nigeria has made significant strides in disability rights. The Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act 2018 marks a milestone. Abba Isa Mohammed shares insights on the challenges and notable achievements.
And statistics show that in all these West African countries, I think we are almost getting to 16, if I'm not mistaken. The population of persons with disability were 65 million. And that 65 million, only Nigerian community of persons with disability carry 35 million. You can see the population of the community of persons with disability is greater to almost get into. You can mention even 5 to 6 countries like Gambia and other this country, even the population only. And if you look at all this population, all these countries, Nigeria is the only country that fulfill the obligation of United Nations Convention of Rights of Persons with Disability. The reason why I'm talking about, actually we have to reflect and see the success. Nigeria implemented in the sense that we have what we call Discrimination Against Person Prohibition Act, signed by the former president of this country, President Muhammadu Buhari, and established National Commission for Persons with Disability as a framework. So this is one of the obligations that we have to fulfill it. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, under his wisdom, when he came on board, he signed what we call UN African Charter of Demand. And he went ahead and appointing Office of the Senior Special Assistant to him on special needs and equal opportunity in order to align the Nigerian government with the international treaties in terms of policy, formulation and policy framework. And Mr. President also went and give directive to all ministry, department and agencies of government that they should comply with my office to make sure their policy, plan, program as inculcation with the requirement and perspective of persons with disability. This is so far what we have been doing. And this government, and that we have to look at it, the government of the day almost getting to 19 states. They also reflect what federal government is by having signed law and established agency that will be regulating the activities of persons with disability. And if you come, the law say that 5% of job opportunity should go to persons with disability. Because the Renew Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is all inclusive. He's talking about inclusivity, he's talking about eradicating poverty and hunger, and there is a lot of policy formulation, and all these government of the day they are comply. Why? Because recently the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu launched Beyond Disability Project. And Beyond Disability Project is all about empowering persons with disability to become self-reliant. So this is a lot of achievement that we recorded so far during the period under review.
Let's meet remarkable Nigerians with disabilities, breaking barriers in various sectors of their lives and the society.
Nigeria is 64. I was just counting in my head. That seems like a very long time. But again, for the disability community, I would say that yes, we have something to celebrate, which came in not too long ago. So the past 64 years has been years of many struggles for the disability community. But some of the things we have to celebrate now has to do with the fact that about 5 years ago, the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act was passed into law, which is a national framework that protects the rights of persons with disabilities. That was a big milestone because the community has struggled for this to happen for many years. And what does the law do? It comes with a commission for persons with disabilities with the responsibility to push for the implementation of this law. So in that regard, I would say yes, the disability community has something to celebrate in the 64 years of or since Nigeria's independence.
But we still have a challenge in the sense that the grace period given to the Disability Act is 5 years for all the building and agencies of government to comply and implement and adjust and make a modification. It has passed. We are now in a period of post-mortorial age. So the implementation is very, very slow. And my office advised Mr. President for us to trigger the process of the implementation. Mr. President will going to issue an executive order for all the agencies of government to comply in implementing this policy, and we are collaborating with the National Commission for Persons with Disability.
Because the commission is still young, it's about 4 years old, and you can see that compared to many other commissions that have been there for a long time, we will say yes, the commission has done some things because again, it has created, first of all, employment opportunities for persons with disabilities. It has created an avenue for their voices to be heard. It has helped in many quarters to make the issue around the rights of persons with disabilities more visible, and people talk about it everywhere. So yes, the Commission is on the right direction. I would not say that we are where we want to be, but the journey is moving forward. We are not where we used to be, so that's something to celebrate.
Here, Mrs. Jonita Ashande, a retired civil servant, rose to the rank of director at the Voice of Nigeria. Her story inspires resilience and determination.
Happy 64th Independence Anniversary to all Nigerians at home, in diaspora, and most especially to members of my unique community, the people living with disabilities. I know some people will say, well, with all of what's going on, what's happy about it? But I always like looking on the bright side of things. And so I believe that come what may, there's always a reason to celebrate and to thank God that Nigeria has moved up to another year. Having said that, yes, 64 years of the existence of the nation, and how have the community of people with disabilities been factored into developments, issues as concerns the nation? I always like to say that people with disabilities, we are not begging for sympathy. All we require is your empathy. So, for instance, as a retired civil servant, let me bring it back down home now. Generally, civil servants in Nigeria right now are going through a whole lot when you retire, because about a year to your retirement, you get notifications that begin to pack your bags and baggage, you're going, blah, blah, blah. In my case, 3 months to the time, I was told to go on compulsory leave, which you all do. And then you suddenly retire. You receive your very last, whatever it is, it could be an abridged salary, whatever it is. And thereafter, you're on your own. And from what I've heard, for the next 1 year, you are waiting. Now, I would say again that for any human being, whether with ability or without, or with disability, whatever it is, you need to still live your life after service. You've worked for most likely over 30 years, some 35. Mine was 33 years and 9 months. And all of a sudden, there's nothing. Yet I was being notified a year ahead. So I'd have expected that as soon as I retire, the alerts will come in and I begin to get my pension. And then I begin to map out this new phase of life. And it affects us more, of course, because of the various limitations that we have, which we don't want to dwell on if we're given the lease of life. But when that issue is, when it's not there, then it becomes an issue. For instance, I retired in March, 5th of March to be specific, when I clocked 60. I haven't received a kobo from anywhere. Disengagement from the office, pension or gratuity, nothing. Just waiting. Now I have colleagues who left earlier than me. Yes, I know everybody says everything is virtual now, you can work online, fine. One might be struggling to do one thing or the other, but even for your psychology, even for your emotion, for your mental stability, that I have worked for this long and I don't seem to be appreciated. It adds to whatever you're already going through.
What measures can be taken to break barriers and ensure persons with disabilities can boast of being independent? Theophilos O'Dowd throw more insights to this.
So I would say that it's work in progress, right? It's not a one size fits all thing, and there's no thing to say when we are here we will say this is where it should be, because the society itself is evolving, and as things change, you also need to ensure that disability inclusion change. So we need to mainstream disability into everything that is going on, into all policies. There need to be like a filter to test if this policy is disability friendly. And when we don't do this, it means that people are excluded unknowingly. Beyond persons with disabilities that you see in the cities, we have more persons with disabilities in the rural areas, in the villages, who don't even know their rights and who don't even know how to even advocate for these rights or demand for them if they even know about them. So it's a huge work that we need to start and we need to continue. So it's a continuous thing. I just want to say there's no place we'll get to and we'll say, oh, we've achieved disability inclusion to the fullest, because we need to make sure this gets to all sectors of the society. So even the developed world, they are also improving daily. So we don't get to that space where we say there's no space for improvement. But I think we can do better. I think we can provide a society that's more respecting and more accommodating of persons with disabilities in all their diversity.
So we're appealing for all those in their different positions. We have special assistants, we have people here and there who are supposed to know. We have people even in their offices. For instance, to a large extent, I had a little bit of attention before I retired from the office. A little bit of attention, but it goes beyond that. Now that I'm out, no more attention. They've forgotten about me. That ought not to be so. So that's why I talked about empathy. If people in their various positions can empathize, not sympathize, I don't want you to tell me sorry. No, but put yourself in my position. I suddenly found myself in this position 6 years ago. It'll be exactly 6 years on the 22nd of September. I would tell you sincerely that I can't say anything is specifically earmarked right now in Nigeria for people with disabilities. That is actually working, that you say, yes, I mean, they're really enjoying some specific perks. No, I won't say so. We're struggling the same way every other person is struggling. We want our voice to be heard the way our colleagues are, their voices are being heard. We will only shout a little bit louder and try to wave our banner a little bit louder. Let's say, look, if you want to attend to my brother, consider me first. I should be first on the queue.
We're engaging with them. If you are engaging with them, whatever you are doing, they know where their people are, they can reach them, and whatever intervention that you are doing, you are engaging, you have a kind of open door policy that you are engaging with their leader. This is what we have been doing. And recently, we are going to create almost getting to 36,551 jobs under Beyond Disability Project. Mr. President mandated all the governors to nominate state coordinators for Beyond Disability Project, so that the project will go to the grassroots. And so far, almost getting to 17 governors they have nominated. You can see why we have a structure. And we are going to have a management in each structure, right from the national, we will have a management. This is the calculation of this 36,551 came. And if you go to the state, we have 36 state coordinators. If you go to the zone, we have 6 zonal coordinators. Under the zonal coordinator, there is management team. Go to the 774 local government, will have local government coordinators down to the ward. If you harmonize all this structure, it will give you this number. So this is the structure that we are going to engage in them, so that to make sure that all the policy and intervention that is channeling is go to the right beneficiary. That is why and all these people, they are going to be persons with disability.
This is Against All Odds.
Persons with disabilities celebrate Nigerian independence. Here we have Ahmed.
Happy Independence Day, youth! Youth, Ahmed out!
And students from School for the Blind, Jabi. As Nigerians celebrate independence, we recognize the strength and resilience of persons with disabilities. Let's continue to break barriers and build an inclusive society.
Happy independence to Nigeria. It's 64 years. We have made a lot of progress. We also have a lot of difficult times. We know what the economy is and how people are facing a lot of challenges, but we still hope for the best, believing that Nigeria will get better someday.
Once again, I'd like to say a very happy 64th independence anniversary to Nigeria, to Nigerians, and especially to my wonderful community members, people with disabilities. We keep hope alive and we wish everyone all the best. Nigeria will survive.
We are not only celebrating that we are 64 years, we are celebrating Nigerian that we are more resilient people in the world. Everybody knows. So we are proud of ourselves, and we really thank God for making us to see this year, and we are expecting a lot of years. I'm just calling for all Nigerians to be continue giving support to this administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a man of huge wisdom, is a man that is fully loaded, is a man that has a lot of plan and transformation in this country. Our own is just to pray for him to succeed, and I'm calling all our leaders that we are all under obligation in leadership. If you are a member House of Representatives, if you are a chairman, if you are a senator, if you are a governor, if you are ED, if you are a chairman of an organization of persons with disability, we are all under obligation. We don't have any country than Nigeria, and we need to come together in order to make Nigeria succeed. Thank you so much, and God bless Nigeria.
Happy Independence Day, Nigeria. May this day be a reminder of the strength, resilience, and unity that has shaped our nation's history.
This is Against All Odds.
Do you know that there's an estimated number of 35.1 million persons with disabilities in Nigeria? And out of this lot, there are persons with disabilities who are actually doing massive things in their space. Persons with disabilities that have brought pride to Nigeria, have contributed their quota, both in our country, Nigeria, and outside the shores of Nigeria, doing proud to this wonderful country. We can increase this number of persons who are determined to become and make a change in this society. How do we do this? Of course, by breaking the barrier. Thank you for being part of the program. My name is Doshima Pius Ekerave. Be patriotic, stay focused.